The ongoing evolution of the market, where institutional investors, retail investors, but equally civic society is still trying to understand how to use these issues in making fund management and financial decisions. And one of the things we in our house, AXA Investment Managers, that we've been doing is working really hard on ensuring that the ESG issue is brought into the fund management system, and that portfolio managers, and we are now as a team working with them directly, are integrating what they find to be the most important factors in moving a decision about how they create a portfolio. Because part of what I think the industry that we represent has struggled with is how to make this concrete and actionable, which gets into another question about policy. I think there's a real role still for the regulators to think about how they can help the industry itself create comparable data. Because the more that we have information that we see and can process that is comparable, concise, and agreed as an industry or by regulation, the more we can use that data and know what it means. Because there's still a question about how to interpret information when the creation of the information was not always the same per company, per country, per investor. And so I think that while the ESG discussion is becoming much more professionalized, and we see demand increasing from our institutional and retail investors, there is certainly a role for the academic community to continue to do research on the key factors. And I think there's a role also for regulators to ensure that the level playing field that has been done in the financial sector in general around comparable data is also done on this area of ESG data, so that we all are looking at the same information.
Do you think that there is enough information, but maybe not channeled enough? It's too much and people are looking for clues how to interpret the information.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, we always say as investors, it's not that we need lots of information. We need the right information that is comparable. And so one of the things we've been working on quite a bit in the company is to just work on 3 to 4 key variables with everybody in our company and say these 3 to 4 variables are good starting points to look across sectors, across countries. You cannot stop there, but it's a good way to get a signal that helps you understand management quality. And that management quality understanding helps inform a decision and a judgment about an investment. So from an information provisioning perspective, we're looking for specific criteria, but not everything.
Do you think this will change a lot, or maybe just a little bit in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I've been in the sector now for 10 years, and if I think about 10 years ago, some of the problems that we talked about today at this event are the same. But in many ways, if you have the same problem, it's not the same discussion about the problem. That's good. It means that there's still some questions that come up, but we're further along on where we are in the question about understanding how to answer it and start to bring insight. So if you ask me 10 years from now where we will be, I am sure some questions will never go away. Because in investment management, not just in this area, there's always the question of which trends outperform, which issues are the most important, which cycles are we in between sort of this secular trend. But I think that from an ESG perspective, in 10 years from now, we will have some more agreed upon metrics, information that we think is really the key starting point, and that hopefully we've also reached a point, and I think that 10 years is good, that either regulators or the self-policing of the industry means that the information comparison is much better than today. Already it's better now than it was 10 years ago.